Hi guys, this is Donna from Donna's Creative Space. This is video 3 in my holiday cards and crafts video series for 2022. I don't know how many videos I will make, but I am going to pop in and out between now. Today is November 10th, I believe, and probably until at least the first or second week of December, and then I'll probably stop. So make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. And definitely hit the notifications button so that you know when I upload a new video for the series. So this is the most adorable little shadow box. Doesn't it look like it's wood? See this? Doesn't it look like it's a wooden frame? It's not. I'm going to show you how to make it today. And the best thing is I used the Designer Series paper for the snowman, the little train set. This is Santa's Express from Stampin' Up. And this was a project that I had taught a class on in my holiday workshop. This was one of the 6 classes in the workshop last weekend. And I'm not showing any of the other workshops. I did show, video 1 was a tutorial, was a little glimpse of I made this little pinched top box. That was a pillow gift. It held the multi-purpose liquid glue. But that's the only other thing I've shown from that class, and that was a pillow gift, so it really didn't matter. That wasn't part of their classes. But this was a class. They paid for this, so you guys out on YouTube are getting a bonus deal here. It was just too cute to not share. All right, so what you need for this is an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. Now you can make your frames for anything you want. I'm duplicating this. So you need an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. This is Poppy Parade. For my inside pieces, I'm using the Designer Series paper, Santa's Express, and I fussy cut out the Santa. And there's another sheet that has the little reindeer in his little caboose, I guess you would say. So you got to fussy cut those 2 out. I've gone ahead and done that ahead of time to save time for this video. But I'm going to show you how to create the frame. Now, before I go any further, I do want to mention my November card class to go kit is going on through, for another 10 days. It's going on through the 20th of November, and I'll show you the cards. If you shop with me between the 5th of November and the 20th and spend $50 or more, you'll get my card class to go kit. And the kit, oops, I left one on the table. The kit will contain supplies to make 2 of each of these 4 cards. You need your own stamp set, and you need your own ink and adhesive, and obviously your basic card making tools. But I will supply the goods, the bits and pieces to make these 4 cards, 2 of each of them. Now, if you have to stamp first, I used framed florets and framed and festive. Now, framed florets comes with a die if you want to buy the bundle, a die set, to cut out a couple of things. So there are a couple of things that if you don't buy the dies, you'll have to fussy cut, but it's not a big deal. You don't need to have the dies. Like for this card, I'm giving you everything already die cut, and I'm tying your bow. So you're going to get 2 of everything. And that was a holiday one. And here's another holiday one about the season. So this is something new with the different colors. It's really big, the pinks and the blues this year for holiday cards and crafts. So this is pink and blue. Now you will have to stamp this and fussy cut the edge out if you don't have the die set. But I will be supplying this die and this bow here. You'll get it in white, and you use a polished pink Stampin' Blend to color it. But the bow will all be made for you. Those 2 are seasonal, and this one could be for anything. Again, you would have to stamp and then cut this out. Everything else is die cut and supplied for you. That could be for any occasion, a special occasion, a graduation, a new job, a birthday. And this last one, which is my absolute favorite. This paper is the Fitting Florets, I think it's called. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's only available for the month of November. And also the stamp that, let's see, this stamp here, that use these 2, the framed and festive, that's only available for November. Along with these little gold swirls. You see those? They're really pretty. Anyway, I'm sorry. I talked too long about that. That's it for that talk. Now, I want to show you how to create a frame with this. You are going to need a scoring tool I'm using my trimmer, my Stampin' trimmer, because it has a score tool on it. Now I'm going to take off my blade. Do you see how easy it is to come off? Let me show you again. Let's see if I'm in the image area. There's like a little cutout there. You just, when you get to that little cutout, you tip it, and then you just kind of, it just kind of falls out, just like that. I take it out when I'm doing a lot of scoring. Now I'm going to start this. I'm going to show you, but I have a piece that's already done because they all got a kit just like this. So everything's done in here, and I will show you. But I'll do as much as I can. So you are going to go all the way around your piece of paper. I think I'm going to try to raise this up a little, see if you can see more. Oh yeah, now you can see more of my, I'm going to fix the angle. This way you can see more of my trimmer. Okay, it might be a little bit of an angle, but oh, is that better? Gosh, I can't get the angle right once I got the other. Oh, that's good. I think that's good. I think. I don't know. All right, so we're going to score at 1/2 inch, then 1 inch. Now I happen to flip it around when I do the other side because then you want 1 1/2. So I think it's easier to, 1 1/2. It's easier to do it on this side. 1 1/2 and 2. Maybe I should go up this top so you can see it. All right. Actually, and then at 2. So I did 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1 1/2, and 2. Let me see if you can see that. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the other 3. I'm going to pause the video and do the other 3 sides so you don't have to watch. Okay, so I think hopefully you can see it on the screen, but I have scored 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1 1/2, and 2 inches from every single side of this piece of cardstock. All right, and now the next step is to do some cutting on it. So first of all, we want to take out this complete square. You want to end up, I'll show you, with this taken right out, okay? See that? So I will show you. We're going to cut right on this line, right up to the 2 inch mark, and do the same here. Okay, and I'm going to do that on the other 3 sides. And I'm just starting the last corner, and I'm cutting off again. All right, so this is all scrap. So that's what your piece should look like now, right? With the it's hard to tell if you can actually see those lines on the camera, but I think if I keep putting it at an angle, you might catch it. All right, so the next step is on just the 2 short sides, we have to do a score line in, 1/2 inch in, but only come down to the 2nd score line. So I'm going to pull my tool back in, and I'm going to line this edge up with the 1/2 inch mark on my ruler, on my template, on my trimmer. And I'm going to come down just, see on the Stampin' Up! Trimmer, let me see if I can lift this without shifting the paper. See this little edge here? That line, I want to bring it right to the 2nd score line, all right? Just like that, okay? And we're going to want to do it on the other side also. And just bring it down just to that 2nd score line. Just like that. And we'll do the other side also. This is fast enough. I don't have to turn off this side. And again here. Just down 1 inch. All right. And then we're done with our trimmer for good. All right, so the next cut is like this. We want to cut, let me see if I don't have a pencil. Yes, I do. We want to cut. So see this, we have this cut line. We want to cut on here, but we also want to cut at an angle here. All right. So watch what I do. I'll kind of come close. I'm going to come to like that. Then I'm going to turn my page, my piece, And I'm going to start here at this score line and go up to that cut mark. Just like that. And I'm just going to go ahead and, I don't want you to draw that line there. I was just doing that for the video. All right, and so we're going to do that on each side, both ends. Now, only doing this on the short end. Now, instead of cutting like this, I find it easier to turn it upside down and find my score line to start at. And cut that like that. And then the same thing over here. So you do this 4 times, just on the 2 short ends. Okay, and this last one, I know it's flipping the paper a lot, but it's really neat the way this comes out. And then I'm going to cut from here up, just like that, okay? Let me zoom in so you can see what that looks like. That is what your the short side should look like. This is the 8.5 side of the 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. And now we're going to do some, we're going to fold and crease on all those lines. I'm going to stop the video so that you don't have to watch me do all of this. Okay, I've got my last side, so I started the video again, and I'm going to fold these in just like this. And that's it. And as you notice, I had them all going in this direction. All right. So now we have to add some, we're going to start creating our box. What I'm using at this stage is the tear and tape. I'm going to turn it upside down. And what we want to do is we want to put the tear and tape on this outer flap, this outer edge, but close to this score line. All right. So I'm going to take a big piece off. That's why I like the tear and tape. Now you could use glue if you want to on this, but I'm saving the glue for a different spot. Now you can tear this. I'm just going to cut it. So we want to do that on every single piece, every single side. I'll tear it there. I just happen to like the nice crisp edge. But if you do run across the edge, like it overlaps, like we're just going to turn it under. We'll turn the glue if there's anything overextending. All right, the last side, again, the outer flap right up to the score line. But you don't want to cover the score line, all right? Okay, so let me show you. See, it's right up to that score line, but it's not on the score line. It's just at the very edge of that score line. All right, so let's do this side first, and I'll show you what I meant by if any of the adhesive is falling off the edge. So I'm going to press it down, and then I'll peel off my backing. So see how this little piece is hanging over? You just because I tore it, you just flip it over just like that. All right, we're going to roll this up so that this ends up on the bottom of this, and you'll see, I'll do it this way so you can kind of see that it's going to make this little square tube, which is the side of our frame. And you just want to tuck it in there nice and straight, right up against the side, just like that. Now I like to fold it flat and press it, and then poke it back open again, puff it back open again, but that's totally up to you. You could stick a pencil in there, but I like to just get it so it stays down. Now I didn't have to do anything on those ends. So again, I'm going to roll it up, tuck it under. So this edge here should go right up against this inside line. And then it goes forward. You're lined up on your edges. I'm going to press it like this just to make sure it's nice and straight. And that's how it looks from the end view. All right. Now, we're going to do the same thing here, but we have to do one thing a little different because these corners need to stay tight. So what we need, this is where the liquid glue comes in to play. And you only need a little bit. And I'm putting in this little triangle section. Trying to. Hang on. There we go. Oops. I don't want too much. You know with the liquid glue, A lot goes a long way. A little goes a long way. And we don't want it to seep out, so don't put too much. I'm going to take a little off with another piece of paper just so I don't have that much. All right, and I'm going to take this. I'm going to do the same thing with this end, but we have that glue to remember. All right, so we're going to roll this. But that glue is going to end up right on these two ends here, just like this. I'm going to roll it up and hold it there for a minute. I can't press it flat like we did on the other ends, but you just hold it flat just so your corners are nice and even. Right, line those up, and you have a couple seconds for wiggle room, and then just hold it. Do, 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 do. And this is where I should be playing some music, but I don't have any. So just hold it for a second. Now we're going to go to the other side and do the same thing. I'll put on less glue this time. Just came out a lot last time. Okay. And now we're going to tear this off. We're going to do the same thing and roll it up, tuck it under, tuck it right up to that line, and then we're going to roll it and then close up our corners and press and hold just like that. Isn't this look, I got to keep my fingers here, but doesn't this look cute? It's a little frame box. How awesome is that? So you just keep your fingers there for a second, and you might have with the glue gives you a little bit of time to fussy with your corners, but look at that. Isn't that the greatest box? Now you can do this with anything. If you started with a square piece of paper, you'll have a square box. It's a shadow box. It's so cute. Now I'm going to empty out this bag. This is how they got their kit. So they got I had already scored everything, and I cut this piece for them because I didn't want them to have to go through all that. That was a lot of work to do this. And we have so many classes during that workshop that I didn't want to take up too much time. But I can put this away to do another box another time. But I'll use all the other pieces to save time during this video. So as I told you, the Santa and the reindeer train pieces were cut out of the designer paper. So I have those there. And then I have this die cut. This is from the Brightest Glow stamp bundle. The die set comes from there. I'm just going to poke out my little ends, because those tend to stick in there during the die cutting. So I just use my little pokey tool. All right. And we have, this is another piece of the designer series paper. And this is cut to, goodness, this was cut 6 inches by 3 inches. So it doesn't fully cover the inside, and 6 inches, depending on how tight you are with your sides and whether you're ½ inch or exact or not. See how mine buckles? So there's a little bit, doesn't fit exactly in there. So I'm just going to take my trimmer. You could use scissors, but I'm going to just take my trimmer and just cut it off. Oops, I'm going to put my blade back in. I'm just going to cut off a hair, just a little sliver, so that it fits better. Yours might fit perfectly. My last two that I made fit perfectly. Okay, so now, oops, upside down. Now this fits, and this is just going to go in the top portion. Isn't that cute? So that's one of the pieces of paper. There's a bunch of rows of these. So I'm just going to use some liquid glue again, because it gives me that wiggle room. Okay, and then I'm just going to put this in the, let's see, I want my best corners, I think I want this as my top, to be at the top. I'm going to just slip that in just like that. Now then you're going to take a piece of white shimmer paper, and this is, let me see, this isn't, actually this is an older kit. This is, you want white. That was the very vanilla. That was my first one. If you can see on these two, when I first made it, I used the very vanilla shimmer paper, and then the white and red came back in stock, so I bought a bunch of the white shimmer paper. So I am going to use, I'm just going to use the vanilla. It's cut already. It's 1 inch, and you want it 1 inch by 6 inch, so I'm going to cut this down to 6 inches. And make sure that fits in all the way. I gotta go a hair more, just like my other one. So it just shows me that my box is a little tighter than the last time. And then this is about 1 inch, so I'm gonna cut this down a little bit. Just like that. So it's 1 inch. This will cover the portion, since the inside of our box is 3.5 inches. So the inside's like about 6, approximately 6 by 3.5. So this is going to go in here, but I'm going to cut into this and make sort of like a, I don't know, snow mounds. You know, you're not going to, don't go crazy with this because you're not going to see much of it behind the train, but I'm just going to kind of cut like curviness to it. And you don't go too deep because we have that 1/2 inch of red that would show if you went too deep. All right, so I just cut a very skinny amount off, and then that'll just go in here just like that. I'll put some glue on this. I love this shadow box. I think it's like the cutest thing, and I knew how to make shadow boxes, but when I saw this train paper, the Santa's Express, I thought, oh my gosh, I have to make a shadow box. And I thought the train, the little Santa in his train and the little reindeer were perfect for this. So I'm going to let this dry for a second, and meanwhile I'm going to stamp on our die cut. And I'm using Poppy Parade to match my cardstock. Make sure you get all inked up and hold it down for a second. Straight up. Pretty. All right. Close that up. I don't need my glue anymore. Now you need dimensionals, and we're going to be doubling up on the dimensionals. Uh-oh. Look at my guys. They were sneaking away. All right. This is trash. Let me get rid of all the trash. Oh, and we have some red rhinestones for decoration. All right. So that's nice. And look at that. Don't you love this shadow box? Isn't that cool? I mean, just think of what you can do with making these shadow boxes. All right. So we want these trains, if you're low on dimensionals, you do not have to put them up double, but I think it has a better effect. And I'm putting 1 whole dimensional on the wheels. I'm gonna put all my dimensionals on, I guess what I wanted to say, not 1 whole. I want to put all my dimensionals on, each one layer first. All right. That way I know I have them all there. Okay, so they're all on there. Then I'm going to take off that layer. Let me see if I can take it off faster with this thing. I don't know where my take your pick tool is. Oops. Come on. Get the last 2 off. Okay. Now that I know they're all on there, now we're going to put a second layer of dimensionals on. Right on top. Don't worry about trying to line up those, what do you call it, angle of the dimensionals. That doesn't matter. We just want 2 layers. Like I said, you use a lot of dimensionals for this, but it's so worth it. It's such a cute little box. All right, and then we're going to take them off of this. Oh, they're going all over the place. I'll be cleaning them up forever. Come on. Okay, and get that last one. Get out of there. All right. Backings are all off. Now we just have to put our train in the box. So I kind of I want this little piece to be underneath the Santa train so that it looks like they're connected. So I'm just going to eyeball it so that, and I'm putting their wheels against the bottom of the shadow box. So I'm going to do it right about there for the Santa, and then put him under. tuck that little piece under, put his wheels down. Isn't that cute? Look at that. I just love this. All right, now for this, this is going to go right in the center here. It's wider than this, and I decided instead of centering it, I want it hanging, so I'm going to butt the edges up, the top of the tag with the top of the box, so I don't have to put glue on the whole tag, just on the top. So the top half of it, like that. See? And then I'm just going to lay it down. I want to center it, try to eyeball it as good as possible. And I'll line up the very top of the box with it. Oh my God. I just love this. So I hope you guys like this, and I hope you make some. They're so cute. Okay. So now we're just going to decorate with some rhinestones. And I put one on each of the wheel centers, just for a little bling. I've got something on my little pick thing. All right, and on the last wheel, and then I'm going to put some in the sky, just here and there. Isn't that cute? I hope you like this project, and I hope you had fun watching this video series, video 3 of my video series. So now I have 3 of these. I'm going to have to give some as gifts. So I will be posting a PDF to explain the directions for these, and it will be located on my donnascreativespace.com, along with the video 2 and video 1. So we have 3 videos so far, so don't forget to check out the other ones. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed watching me make a Santa's Express shadow box. Bye bye. Oh, I'm sorry, don't forget, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit notification little bell so that you can get notified when I launch a video. And also, if you're not on my email list, go to donnascreativespace.com, and there's a button in the top right area where you can click on it and send me your email address so you get notifications of any of my newsletters. Now I'll say goodbye. Bye-bye.